Hello everyone, welcome to Bisconia. My name is Juan. In today's weekly dunking, we're going to talk about ISIS. But really, when we talk about ISIS, what are we really talking about? Are we really missing something in our shooting range? Let's hear what our guests today have to say.
ISIS, ISIL, IS, many different names, means many different things to many people. What does it mean for us here in the West? What does it mean for the world, for the globe? It means it's something more than a terrorist group that we haven't seen before. It's bigger than a terrorist group. It could even be a social movement. Have we thought about that?
So, my point about ISIS is the misinterpretation of Islam and how it has brought about stereotypes all over the globe to us Muslims.
I think global jihadist movement is important. It's not about ISIL, but I think important because they manipulate technology and they take advantage of Muslim people in Western country to attack Western society. So it's important, I think.
ISIS is not a conventional threat, and we don't have the means to fight it because it's not a Westphalian state. It doesn't have a specific border or a specific territory, so therefore it cannot be fought in conventional warfare.
Okay, welcome to Bisconia, and today we're going to talk a little bit thing about ISIL. For ISIL, I think a lot of people have responding opinions around this topic, and so today we've prepared some of the elite ones for you. We all start from Kaiho from Japan, Candice Cashel from Trinidad and UK, and Victoria Adigma from Mexico, and Amina from Nigeria. And me, my name is Guan, I'm from China. I'll try not to put too much Chinese in this. So, Kaiho, I remember you mentioned something about securitization and also the international dispute. What it can be very dangerous in this when we talk about ISIL and also with basically other militant groups. Would you like to expand on this?
My point is about the global jihadist movement because they, Islamic terrorist groups can take advantage of Muslim people in Western or other countries to attack these countries by using technology, using media. So these things push tension between secularism and Muslim fundamentalism. I think that's what I think.
How did this happen? What do you mean by causing this tension? It's like why is Muslim people they were somehow taking advantage? How this happens?
I mean, for example, France. France government accept many immigrants from former colony like Mali, Algeria, this country. But France is a secular state, so that's why Muslim immigrants face this security.
Yeah.
So they feel isolated. So and then these Islamic terrorist group can take advantage of these people.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So you see a danger in the sentiment. If it's brewed too much and it's taken advantage by other people, these groups, they can introduce actually the danger to spread the danger to other European countries.
Yeah.
Where we live right now. Okay, good. So Candice, I think you mentioned something about hybrid nature, which goes back actually to the sentiment and stuff. The thing that they use, that they utilize about other people from all nations around us. So can you explain really what is hybrid nature?
Okay, what you're talking about is a couple of concepts. If we separate the two concepts and deal with each one individually. Firstly, yes, it is what we would term as a hybrid enemy. if we were looking at it from a perspective of warfare, because ISIL is both a conventional army of between 30 and 200,000, depending on different estimates, but it is also an asymmetric warfare specialist operating in small cells using non-traditional or non-conventional methods in order to achieve its aims. But it is also a constructivist social movement and not an Islamic fundamentalist terrorist organization. So in a sense, it's many things, and therefore that's why we view it as something that is hybrid in nature. It also means you can't use conventional means to fight it because it is hybrid in nature.
So you are saying actually they are a lot more than just
A terrorist
group,
yeah.
but more of a social.
It's more of everything. It's the perfect storm in terms of a threat to the modern international state system in that sense. And the second thing that you made, the point that you made, was talking about the number of nationalities involved in ISIL or ISIS or IS. There's over 70 different nationalities involved in fighting with this organization, this group, this movement. And so that has to make you ask questions. Is there something going on that's bigger, that can attract people from 70 different countries?
And 70 is already some kind of a conservative estimation.
Even then, it's a conservative estimate, exactly.
And we actually have someone from Latin America already flying about to fight for them. I remember you mentioned something in the introduction video about the transnational nature of ISIS. Can you say something more about this?
Yeah, I think ISIS is not a conventional state as in the Westphalian system state, because it has a territorial border. It doesn't have a territorial border. It controls territory, but in many different states. For instance, Syria, Iraq, Libya. Yeah, exactly. So because of this transnational nature and because it's unconventional, the conventional means that are being used to fight it are not really appropriate, because it's an unconventional threat and it's been fought with conventional warfare.
Okay, good. So I have a question about this. Are we ready?
No, absolutely not.
This
because
is why.
Just to go straight back to Victoria's excellent point, which was really well put. I couldn't have said it better myself. No, we're configured to fight states.
Exactly.
We're configured to fight in a conventional means. We're configured to fight with technology. And Kairu made that point talking about technology.
Yeah.
But technology helps you see something, but it doesn't help you deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah? And technology such as drones will kill someone, but that doesn't kill the idea that someone was carrying.
It's Brad's idea.
If I want to add something, because it's transnational, there's not a central area, if you like, where you can attack it. So if you attack this area, the response might come from anywhere else, and you cannot really expect where it's coming from right now. And as you mentioned, there's 70 different nationalities involved, so it can come from anywhere. So that's why we cannot fight it in a conventional way.
I think probably it's also important to understand why these people are helping them. What is really driving them off their homes to really do something as we see horrible. So Amina, I remember you also mentioned something in the introduction video about the misinterpretation. Yeah, I think this is quite important because it has already been securitized, like the Muslim identity. For some reason, I think most people nowadays, when you see Muslim community on newspaper, it's mostly negative. So can you say something to justify this, or to really help us to understand what's really going on?
Yeah, ISIS does not really portray what the real Islam is saying, because in Islam it's more like if you kill one person, it's like you've killed the whole of mankind. So them just taking you as hostages and killing, that's not what really our religion says we should do. Rather, it's creating a bad idea. And now internationally, if we look at the newspapers, immediately a Muslim does something, that person is called a terrorist. We are at the front covers. But if it's something good, you don't see it on the newspaper. Or if someone kills a Muslim, it's not on like the Chapel Hill shooting. It wasn't there until it went on social networks before we saw it on front of the newspapers in a very small section.
And
So-
it's not considered as
It's
a
not
terrorist.
considered important because because Muslims are not seen as part of the Western people because we are not really adopting that. So ISIS, it's more like I state as a social movement which is more of, oh, we are just against Western states, not really, oh, we are really promoting our religion, because if you're promoting your religion, that's not the way to show it. Yeah. So I think it's just causing a lot of controversial views about this, as people just see that, oh, they just as Muslims, they are terrorists, let's just not associate with them, we don't want to be friends with them. Yeah.
I think there's another thing quite important lies in this, which is really going back to your seminal article regarding really the solution, how we can better prepare ourselves in fighting against them.
Amina raises a good point. What is the solution? That's the million-dollar question. And I think it comes back a little bit to what Amina touched upon. It's a question of, one, real Islam standing up and saying, this does not represent who we are. And real Islam is very quiet. So the louder voice are these people studying 9th century and 7th century and 14th century, in the case of Boko Haram, fundamentalism, and trying to bring it into a modern day setting. I think what we need to focus on is the people involved in this movement, as Amina is alluding to, because the solution lies with really dealing with the issues that make people step forward and join groups like this. And the people who do that are people who feel left out, locked out, that society is not including them, that they are unequal or being treated unfairly. If we address those issues within the borders of our states, then less people would feel the need to go and join groups like ISIL. And I think Amina is talking about that.
Capital. Yeah, I've heard about this as well, because it's not really only about development. It's not really about income or anything. It's something, yeah, on top of the neck. So by securitization, we really mean the thing that's been preserved. For example, we just talk about the Western way of life. So that's the reference object that has been securitized. And in response, there are the alienation of Muslim community and also other different voices. So this is what we're really trying to merge the gap between all these different identity and community take on. So I'm hoping you enjoyed this session, and we'll see you next time. Hello everyone, welcome to Hello everyone, welcome to Bisconia.